the direction, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And so this goes back to my commenting on when you're dealing with direction, you pay very strict attention to the math or just think through the directions.
And then, so why is it east then for the proton?
Magnitude direction of force does this exert on a proton, so the electric field is going west.
Oh, then
The
it's
proton should also be west.
Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I have another question. It's about number 26. So
Yep.
it says do a quadratic formula. Do we just plug in it says A equals 1. Do we just choose 1 just to have a placeholder? Or does that 1 come from somewhere?
Let's see, that's the 2-point charges, 3 meters apart. Total, you're given a total charge,
20 or
20 microcoulombs, and then you're given the force, magnitude of the force. What are the 2 charges? So, which one are you talking about?
Because for like the answer,
Right?
it says set Q1 minus Q1 and in parentheses the 20 times 10 to the negative 6,
Right?
and then plus 7.5 times 10 to the negative 11 equals 0. And then right under it says A equals 1, B equals negative 20 times 10 to the negative 6, and C equals 7.5 times 10 to the negative 11. Where's that 1 come from?
They're setting up a quadratic.
So it's just got a placeholder, kind of?
I would not have called it a placeholder. This- So, oh, don't need a line there. I know that the force, the magnitude of the force is 7.5 times 10 to the negative 2 newtons, or 0.075. And that's going to be equal to KQ. The Q is the same? Oh, no, we're trying to figure that out. Q1, Q2 over R squared. I know that the total Q1 plus Q2 is equal to 20 times 10 to the 6th.
It would be 10 to the negative 6.
Yeah.
Negative, yes, thank you, negative 6. And R, you know what R is? Presumably.
Yes.
3 meters. So this is 9 times 10 to the 9th. This is 3 squared, or 9. So we get this 10 to the 9th. So if I divide both sides by 10 to the 9th, over here, I get 7.5 times 10 to the negative 11 is equal to the product of the charges. From here, I know that Q1 is equal to Q2, 20 times 10 to the negative 6th minus Q2. And I plug that in for Q1. So I end up with this 7.5 times 10 to the negative 11th is equal to Q2 times that, which is 20 times 10 to the negative 6th Q2 minus Q2 squared. If I take everything over to the left-hand side, I get Q2 squared minus 20 times 10 to the negative 6th Q2 plus 7.5 times 10 to the negative 11th equals 0. So I got a quadratic equation here because I got some variable squared to the first power and not there, or to the 0th power. So 1, that's my A, B, and C. That's, I assume that's where the 1 comes from.
Okay, so hypothetically,
Yep.
if we did this problem, we got all the way down to that part and we put it into the quadratic formula,
Right.
and we did the math wrong. Like we we do like some sort of calculation error, I mean, we will be getting a wrong answer, but you have seen the process, so, cause like,
Yes.
I know when I was doing it in the tutoring lab, yeah, I got all the way down to there, it was just, I kept on clicking the wrong button.
Yeah, just show your work. It's the advantage of not plugging it into a formula on your calculator or program into your calculator is, you know, I get to see the intermediate steps. If you plug stuff into the calculator, then, you know, you go from here to answer, there's a gap there, so you probably should have more taken off than if I see all the work. But if it's right, then I'm good either way. But you don't give partial credit. I would hope you know.
Yeah.
Ethan?
I still have a follow-up. It wasn't that in the question, you were right. So like, for that problem, in the answer.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
In the answer, it subtracts. That was 41, right?
Yes.
In the answer, it subtracts the one in the negative direction first, and then the positive direction. But you said you could just do either or, but if you switch it, it would change the answer.
All right, so given this, I'm gonna make up numbers here. Let's just say that this is 5, I think you're looking for a force, 5 newtons and 3 newtons. Since 3's already being used there, let's make it 2's being used. We'll make it 1 newton. So I got 5 newtons to the right, 1 newton to the left. Various ways of looking at it. I can say to the right is positive, in which case I have -1 plus 5, which is 4. I could do 5 plus -1 equals 4. 5 minus 1 equals 4. I could do it graphically and go over 5 this way and then head to tail, 1 back that way, and then my resultant would be 4 to the right. Or I could have said to the left was negative, or sorry, to the left was positive, in which case all the signs would change. I feel like I'm still missing what the.
Well, no, because in the textbook, it doesn't ever call either of them negative.
Because their final answer they said was to the right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they just felt like writing the words out.
So they just did it without any direction and then said to the right at the end?
Yeah, I know that if I go 5 this way and 1 that way, so if I walk 5 steps that way and 1 back, I'm 4 steps to the right of where I started.
Okay.
The whole point of doing plus or minus is so you don't have to write that many words.
Alright.
But if you want to write it out, go for it. No other questions? Let's do this.